What's up, comic and pop culture fans? James with Min Hunter Comics. Real quick, I want to say something. I had the week from hell. You guys, I think you saw, I was in the hospital way longer than they should have probably kept me. Like long after the fact where I was finally good to go, even a couple days after. So it was a tough week. Another week lost. So I was in the hospital last week and then again this week. So that's a lot of time away. So it's really good to be back. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone that was asking if I'm okay. Yes, I am completely fine. I really appreciate it. We could almost call it a special thank you for that. We are actually bringing back 30%. Okay, so it's always been the case that if you get 10 claims, you get 10% off. If you get 20 claims, you get 20% off. Well, I don't know how long I'm going to run it for. It could just be this week. It could be until November. I don't know. But we are going to do, if you get 30 claims, you're going to get 30% off. All right? Here's the one catch with the 30%. If you want to get 30% off, that has to be obtained in one claim sale. So there are 10, 15, maybe even 20 sometimes regulars of mine that I actually hold piles for. You got to actually get it in one sale in order to get the 30% off. But there's usually like 5 to 10 people that honestly do it. So I think 5 to 10 people, if not more, are going to be getting 30% off this week. What's up, Matthew Vetrick? How you doing? Let's get started. We are going to go alphabetical, A to Z, which means Action Comics all the way down to X-Men. Now, normally we do a 3, 4, sometimes 5-hour show. It is my grandmother's 98th birthday party today. So I actually have to cut the show off at around 2. I might be able to stretch to like 2:15. So it's kind of a short show. So I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. Again, there's probably 20 people that are holding a pile. Also, I automatically hold your pile if you're California, because California, the shipping is really bad. So I try to literally wait until you at least get 10% off. I prefer to wait till you get 20% off. That being said, let's get to it. Yeah, 98 years old. That's pretty incredible. All right, I have talked long enough. Let's get the party started. It is every book must go. I'm not in the business of having books stick around, so everything you see has to go. 2001 Space Odyssey #1. I have a mid-grade at 10 on A. Perfect Copy 2099 Unlimited #1. First appearance of Hulk 2099. As I often like to point out for this book, in 1993, this was $4 off from the shop. If you adjust for inflation, it's $11 in today's money. There it is for $5. Action Comics #1, the famous 1976 reprint, which gets people the most confused because they use the same paper from the Golden Age and it has the actual 10-cent right there. That's a $70 high. I don't need the extra 20. There, you can take it there. Meatball Mario is going to start a party. Pile, jeez. No particular order. Action Comics 280. We have a mid to relatively low. Brainiac cover 10 center on D. Action Comics, mid to low, 12 center. It's issue 358. Mr. Mikey Maz adding to the pile. We have a Neil Adams 15 center. It's 378 mid-grade Devil cover on F. Action Comics 457. It's kind of low grade, but it is an iconic cover because it's very... just take a look at it. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. It's a little suggestive, a little weird. That's on G. Kilt. Let me see. Mark Meads, do you have a pile? think we actually shipped you out. Okay. Okay. Iconic cover, Action Comics 484. That's a high grade. That'll be on H. Okay, Mark has a. Oh, you have a short box right there. Let me transfer you over. Penguin gets an A. Thanks, John. That one's Mark. All right, then we have another Neil Adams classic. It's actually kind of Neil Adams homaging Neil Adams. Action Comics 484, high grader on B. I also have another high grade bronze, 458, first appearance of Black Rock. Next up, we have 593, the classic one where Soup shoots a naughty video with Big Barda. And I did the first appearance of Sleaze. They kind of go together story-wise. Both of them are keys. So 593 and 592 on C. Kilt's going to get B. Don't have many Action Comics today. We're going to burn through this pretty quick. Todd gets a C. George Perez classic Superman homage, high grader. Here we have Clark reveals his identity to Lois at long last, the Newsy and the Direct. That's Action 662. 684 is one of the Doomsday cameos. Here's a mint copy in Newsy, so I put a 6 on that. Action Comics 687, both the die-cut cover and the regular cover. First Eradicator solo series, solo issue. Bundled at both. Let's see what we got here. And today, because we're doing alphabetical, we are mixing in like the $4 and the $5 books with the like $200 and $300 books. It's kind of funny when you go alphabetical, you get a lot of completely different stuff. Cad's going to take B and G. Kevin Wade, do you already have a pile? I don't think you do, but I'm double checking. All right, I'm not seeing it. And then the same exact book on H, but a mint copy Newsy. 90s Newsy alert on G. Burn through our Action Comics because I think up next we have Alpha Flight and then it's Amazing Spider-Man. All right, every single one of the Reign of Superman die-cut covers. So first Steel, first Superboy, all their first appearances. That's going to be on B. First Black Suit Superman on C. Roger. Roger, you have to let me know. Did you need an Iron Man 126? I put it in your pile because I thought the 126 is what you needed, but I didn't know if you needed like a 122. Just let me know. If that's not the right one, I'll pluck it out. Anniversary issue, 700. Minty classic Joker cover, Iron Man 122. Okay, tell you what, Raj, you bought for me for years. I'll just make that book free. So you got a duplicate now. Kyle. And Kyle, you got like 2 inches in your box, so you're real close. Action Comics. This is actually our last Action Comics. First Demolition. We'll put that on F. Anyone want to do a clean sweep so we can keep the party moving and move on to the next title? That's the rest of our Action Comics stragglers there. Butchers, you do have a pile with me. Actually, you have, I think it looks like 2 books. Don't forget, guys, if you claim the bottom row, you get a free book. If you claim the top row, you get a free book. If you claim the wall, you get a few free books. What's up? What's up? We can't get stuck 11 minutes into the sale. We need to have the books go. Get them gone. Make an offer on the wall. Henderson gets an F and an I. There you are. All right, and then the Timeless Classic. First appearance of Steel, Eradicator, Superboy. That'll be the new F. I have 4 of them. $5. First Superboy Solo Series. That's the Con-L. Both the die cut and the regular. That's just going to be $5. But if you want 90s newsstand, I have that as well. The Newsy. Roger. First black suit. Adventures of Superman. We're out of Action Comics. This is my only other Adventure of Superman. First appearance of Anomaly. Mint copy on C. D is Action Comics 280. It's a 10 center. It's about a 5. It is a classic Brainiac cover. F and J. We got to keep it moving. Let me just write a quick fiber on I. Oops. We are stuck. We need an offer. Anyone take the bottom row, you get a free book. Anybody take the top row, you get a free book. I'll make it easier. If you get the top row, I'll give you one of the $10 for free. You get the bottom row, you get one of the 5s for free. Or if you claim the whole wall, you get at least 4 books for free. And we've now brought in 30% off. So this is your chance to really bump up your chance at getting nice percentages. So free to Pilgrim. Rod. All right, moving on. We are in Adventure Comics. First appearance of Chemical King is a relatively low grade. It is a Neil Adams. That's going to be on G. Monster cover, 20 center. Adventure Comics 427, right in the middle grade. Adventures of Sly Cooper. Very desirable video game book right there. This one's mid to low. It's a $25 book. I think the high is like 150 or 200 or something. So that's a really cool opportunity to get a book like that. Alan Smith. Thank you. You've got a pile. All right, here I made a bundle. First appearance of Bloodsport. Also the first appearance of the second Bloodsport. And Adventures of Superman 526, which is required reading, in which they fight together for the first time. They actually both die. So that is the ultimate blood sport bundle on F. We need a little nudge in order to get this wall cleared. Up next, we have Alpha Flight. And then after that, we have Amazing Spider-Man. We're only going to 2 today, guys. We got to keep the momentum up. 10-cent Brainiac cover. Chilling up there on D. Pal, let's do 25. Got to remember, I literally just announced that we're doing 30% off, which means my profit margin is razor tight. 25. All right, we still got a wall full of stuff, but let's get to it. We got a high grade, not quite near mint, but I do think it's a near mint minus. Alfie 1, it is a newsie. Penguin's going to take B and F. Thank you for helping us get that going. First, Master of the World and Alpha Flight joins Omnijet. It is a newsie. I didn't bump up the price, though. That's still on B. Number 2. Alpha Flight 7, first Nelvana and Delphine Courtney. Also a newsie, but I didn't have it bump up the price. First appearance of Nemesis in number 8. Also newsie, but I didn't have that affect the price. F. First appearance of Omega Flight, first Jerome Jackson, an Origin of Sasquatch. Number 11, also a newsie. Palf got a D. Alpha Flight 12, Death of James Hudson. And again, newsie on D. Or you could just say claim Alpha Flight. I'll give you a couple for free, and we'll move on to the next. What we really need is a wall claimer. No more Alpha Flight 1s. Here, of course, is the link for anyone who needs it. Guys, we have some big books today, but we can't get there if the spots don't go. So we gotta get some claiming here. Claim an entire row, get a free book. Top row, get a free book. Bottom row, you get a free book. Claim the wall, you get 4 books for free, and it counts towards your total. You can get 30% off your order. Top row as giveaways. Okay. I think I can do that. Hold on. I just have to write G. I'm just going to say G for gift. G means gift. So you guys are going to wind up with some free stuff in your pile. Thank you, Kyle. All right, Alpha Flight 19, high grade. First Talisman, newsie. First Pink Pearl, newsie. I'm just going to give that to someone for free. That's going in. Victimizer, you got a free book. All right, first Lady Deathstrike, nice high grade. Number 33. Number 40, the anniversary cover. Also, there's something else in that makes it a key, I forget. First Jim Lee cover, 53. I just took out the keys only. And then we have one more book, first appearance of Wire, Alpha Flight 114, and that is the rest of the Alpha Flights. So if you want to just say claim Alpha Flight, we can get that done for you. Roger, thank you, sir. I'm seeing Meatball. Don't miss out on first Lady Deathstrike and first Talisman. All right, first Wire, 114 on D. Marcus Henderson just missed it. Tim Marsh, All right, finally, we're finally out of the kind of the cheap fodder. That's what happens when you go alphabetically, right? Amazing Adventures #1. First Black Widow cover in the classic costume. First solo Black Widow issue. And first appearance of Ivan Petrovich. Very high grade. That's going to be on D. Joe Gayski. Welcome back, Joe. Start a new pile for you. Thank you for your Lady Deathstrike. We'll pop you right there. All right. Amazing Spider-Man. Cool Fighting Thor cover. This is annual #3. Nice early annual there for $30. It is approximately a 5. It's going to be on C. We are now into Amazing Spider-Man. Very nice. Amazing Spider-Man annual #4. It is like the third appearance of Mysterio or something. I don't really remember. It is low grade. It has a bad crunch there, or I don't really know what the heck happened there. But you know what? $20. Easy. Mr. Tomato. What's that? Annual #4. Jedi Brick. Jedi Brick, do you have a pile? I feel like you have a pile. Brick. I got a pile. I'm going crazy. All right. Here we have a mid-grade first appearance of Monica Rambeau. That's annual 16 on C. Here we have a mid-grade, needs a press. Annual 19. I always thought it was just a classic MJ cover, which of course it is, but it's also first Alistair Smythe, and it's the Newsy on D. Tomato. First cover and appearance, in continuity that is, of Arno Stark. Does anyone remember where the actual technical first appearance is? It's in Machine Man Volume 2, like #2. It's the most random book in the world. Here we have a Newsy mid to high grade wedding issue on C. Now we're moving. We're out of the crap and into the meat. Speaking of meat, Meatball Mario. Thank you. And C for that matter. You know what? I'm going out of order, but let me see. I made this bundle earlier. I just went into my W's. What if #20? What if he had not married Mary Jane? And what if 21? What if he had married the Black Cat? Should have bundled that with the wedding issue. Near Mint, first appearance of Speedball. This is also the first Mark Bagley on Spider-Man. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man issue 23. First She-Hulk versus Abomination. $5 on C. Lou on D. Oh. Let me pop a quick. Adam McLaughlin on C. Adam, do you have a pile? I don't think you do. All right, we're starting one for you. Adam McLaughlin. Condition on A, high grade and Newsy. All right. We have a mid-grade, the milestone edition of ASM 1. All right, this is what happens when you go alphabetical. Now we've got the meat. I claimed the She-Hulk first. No, you did not, actually. That was very fair and square. Adam, guys, make sure you are in the live chat, not the top chat. All right. We have a relatively low grade, maybe well, I guess if it's a 3, that's just low grade. I think it's a 3. It's the third appearance of Doc Ock. That's Amazing Spider-Man issue 12 on D. Amazing Spider-Man, mid to low grade, issue 53, another Doc Ock cover on E. D is immediately gone. It looks like Palf got it first. Kyle swooped in on E. Mid-grade, iconic Doc Ock cover. What is this, a Doc Ock claim sale? On D. Penguin's going to be our savior and go A and J. Because those have been tough movers, I'm actually going to make that guy free for you. Penguin. Note to self, I think I'm done selling Alpha Flight. Kyle's going to get D. A bunch of people jumping in on the ASM. All right, first meeting of Kazar and Spidey. Books about a 5, maybe 5.5 on A. Classic cover, same grade, maybe just a pinch higher on that one, I'd say. 58 on H. Thorn. And Mr. Roger is going to go for F and I. Roger, thank you, sir. All right, where are we? S. All right. I saw you were like second place a bunch of times, but you got that one first place. Thank you, sir. Also, I am going to let's make that first Chemical King, Neil Adams. We're going to make it 10. Get it out of here. Scott R. Scott Razor. Starting a pile for you. All right. All right, we got about a 4045. ASM 60. D. We got about a 562. H. Got about a 664. Everett Lee. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Scott also helped us out with a claim on G. I'm gonna miss that. And I'm seeing Kyle first to H. You are working on a short box. You're 2/3 of the way through. Who is first on C, Larry? We have a classic cover, 65. I do like that one. That is a good cover. About a 5.5 to a 6 on D. I don't know, 4, 5, 5. Number 71. Revocation. Oh, sorry, Uncle Lou. Actually, no, a few people got that first. Thorn got that first. Meatball. All right. 50-ish, number 72. For Silvermane, excuse me, and Man Mountain Marco, 50, 73. Kyle. Palf. Revocation. Add them to your pile. Thank you, sir. Okay, 94, 65, something like that. Beetle cover. Here we have about a 6.5, maybe a 7. Issue 100. Palf again. Kyle again. Oh man, we have some people that keep getting second and third place. Don't worry, you'll get it. Spider-Man always gets a lot of jumpers. We got about a 4.0, first Morbius. And I actually know I just sold a 1.5 and it sold for 100, but that was graded. Here's the 4.0. The aftermath of Gwen Stacy's death, also iconic Luke Cage v Spider-Man. We got about a 5.56. Palf. Oh, S. Some people like to say it's the second. I think it's actually the third Punisher. ASM 135. I don't know, 5.5. D. This one's more like a 7, I would say. First, Harry as Goblin right there on A. Palf. God, I love having Spider-Man. What's it? First appearance of Mirage, Marriage of Ned Leeds. This is mid to high here. $18. Random pink sticker instead of the regular ones. Here's a mid to low non-key. It's 192 on C. Uncle Lou, first Mirage. 192 on C. 194 is our first Black Cat. Here's about a 5. $8. Meatball Mario. Thank you, sir. First Madam Web Newsy 6.0. B. Mayo. First Lefty Donovan. High grade. Newsy 244. G. $252 technical first black suit Newsy copy. Copy is about a 7.5. D. Return of the classic. High grade Newsy 259. C. Jamil. Meat. All right. High grade Newsy 265. First. I almost just said Silver Surfer. First Silver Sable. Woo! Non-key. Mid to high 270. Good cover though. 298. Very high grade. Maybe in the 9s here. Maybe a 9.0. First cameo, Eddie. First Todd McFarlane. What I consider to be the first Venom is $2.99. Also $55 on E. By the way, what happened to these prices? I remember them being a lot higher, but they just don't seem to actually do that. I don't know. Weird. Uncle Lou. Meatball. Don't miss out on Lefty Donovan on G. I always joke around with my wife. If I had the same inventory I have now 4 years ago, we'd be having like a 5-year mortgage or something. All right, we are caught up. What's up with the love on G? Okay, non-key, but people love the cover. 8.0, maybe a 9, 301. You might be maybe 8.0 to a 9 again. Maybe a 9.2, 316. Randy Stead, you were second place a couple times. Here you go. S. Spider-Man punches Hulk in the nuts. Beautiful near minty. It's also the final Todd McFarlane cover. 329 is the first Tri-Sentinel. That's the Larson covers. Thorn. First Long Tongue Venom. Nice high grade in the 9s. Copy on G. It's issue 332. Here's the bundle of the entire Return of Sinister Six arc. Just this issue alone in near mint. Bops between 20 and 30 bucks. This is all 6 issues. On H. Raj. First Femme Fatales. ASM 340. C. High grader. This is the entire Powerless arc, but I put this one on the front because this one's the key. It's the first Cardiac, but it's the full Powerless arc. We have a mid to high grade first Cletus Cassidy. Obviously becomes Carnage. S. 346 classic cover, very high grade. A, 15 bucks. 347 near mint, another classic cover. B. The entire round robin, another 6-part arc there on H. Roger, we might bump you into the short box. Let's see. First cameo of Carnage, 359, high grade copy. Not quite near mint, just under, I think. Here is the near mint, first Carnage. Raj. This actually might be like flagged for grading. It's so nice. 362, Second Carnage. Very clean copy. For the record, I should probably get that one graded, but I bet it's going to go. Butcher's Son. And then, of course, Third Carnage near mint, G. Oop. 365. I grade B. Parts of the Maximum Carnage. I usually honestly save these to try to put together a full run, but I kind of just forgot to. Yeah, they're all pretty much $5. Near mint, ASM 50 homage. Give me a second. All right, where are we at? $394, first Cabal of Screer and Newsy. H. First appearance of Stunner, mid to high grade. That is $397. G. Death of Aunt May, 400. E. Here we got like a 8.5, 410. Classic cover. A. $500. Near mint, Ramita Junior and Senior collab. First, Stacy Twins. Very, very controversial issue. 509. There. Let's see. Near mint, first Iron Spider. It is the second printing. Not quite as valuable as the first. Still has value, though. I'm just going to make this guy for free. Aunt May discovers his identity. Near mint, volume 235. Why on earth are we getting stuck on ASM? Let's keep it going, folks. Near mint, maybe near mint minus, volume 236, the 9/11 tribute F. First appearance of Luke Carlisle, Doc Ock, volume 243 on J. Pilgrim. First appearance of Shatra, volume 246 F. First appearance of Kwaku Anansi, volume 248 J. Or you could claim the bottom row, get yourself whatchamacallit, free book. Claim the top row, get yourself a free book. Damien Bala picks up an F. Damien, here's the link. Make sure you take a second and fill that out. That's how I invoice you after the show. But the big one is don't get caught with just one book. We offer up to 30% off if you can reach it. So see if you can get there, at least get to 10. There you go. Jedi, we are going alphabetically, my friend. Let's see. That was Damien who got that. Baker. Classic MJ Campbell, volume 251, high grade. See? Same thing, 52. Baker. Word. Tomeo got A and C. Scott R got a J. Baker got a D. What's up, Deacon? How you doing? First Overdrive, first Jackpot, and first Mr. Negative. That's a big one. I featured that heavily in my free comic book day video. All right. Then we have first appearance of Screwball and Paper Doll. $5, $5.99, or $5.59. Excuse me. Roger. The Silk Bundle. So you got your ASM 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have all the cameos, all that stuff. And then obviously I put 4, the biggest one, on the front cover, all high grade, of course. Is that volume 3 or volume 4? I can't ever remember. Alf. All right. We're out of ASM. Animal Man. First mention of The Rot at first debut of Maxine Baker Powers. Animal Man #1. Archie meets Punisher from Archie Comics. That's a tough one to find. People love that one. Next is the first appearance of Wave Rider and Monarch. Armageddon 2001, perfect copy. And I never find issue 2. It's a 2-part arc. I finally found issue 2. I usually sell this for $5, so I added an extra buck because it has number 2. Astonishing Tales #4. Very high grade copy. Respectable. I got 15 on that one on C. I also have second appearance of Bobby Morse, which is #7. No, I did not have a #6 this week. Henderson. Mario. TJ Rue is going to get C. You also grabbing an E there, TJ. TJ Rue. Thanks, TJ. Make sure you fill out this link. Don't get stuck with one book. We offer up to 30% off if you can get there. Now, we are ending the show a little early today, so don't get caught. We're ending at 2, maybe 2:15. I got a party. Low grade, first team up of Adam and Hawkman. The Adam #7. If you want one that's a bit higher, I have that option too. I also have mid #40. Mid to high 43. First Gentleman Ghost in the Silver Age. That's a sharp looking book on 43. Scott's getting the lesser of the two. There's a pretty big jump in condition between A and B. Just saying. All right, high grade Terminatrix Objective Avengers. First appearance of Eliath on H. Blue. All right, then we have a low grade Avengers Annual #1. By the way, this collection did have an actual Avengers #1. Low grade, but better than no grade. That is at my antique shop. Giant size Avengers #1. First new Clo, as well as some other things. Relatively low grade on C. Tomato. Mid Avengers Annual 7. Deacon 975. Picked up a C. Born. Mid-grade Avengers Annual 8. The funny thing, what happens when you get alphabetical, we're about to get into some serious good stuff here. I have a respectable 4-0 Avengers #5, First Lava Men. Presents very nicely on A. I also have a respectable 5-0 first full appearance of Baron Zemo, Avengers 6 on D. Classic fight, classic cover, classic story, Avengers 7. Rick Jones becomes Bucky as well. About a 4 to a 5 on F. Thorn. There was a time where this book in this condition would have been like 500 minimum. You would have been happy to pay that for this. Here's about a 4-5. First Kang. An I. Same thing with this one. About a 3-0, 3-5. First Wonder Man. Avengers #9 on D. Mayo. About a 4 to a 5. I think more like a 5 here. First Immortus, #10. Mayo's getting some good stuff today. First meeting with Spider-Man. I always thought they made Spider-Man look like a what's it called? Like Nacho Libre, you know. 3 to a 4. D. Mayo's grabbing up all the nice early Avengers. Nice. Low grade. First, what's it? #12. George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones guy, actually wrote a letter, and it's in this book. Oh, cool. On H. Mayo swoop in from Everett. Nice. I was surprised that this one priced so low. I got $30 on a #13. It's like a same thing, somewhere between a 4 up to a 5, maybe if you press it. $30. First count Nefaria. We are living in a funky market right now, guys. Maybe like a 3 to a 4, #14. Damien. Mayo. Excuse me. Mayo. Death of Baron Zemo. This one randomly was like a nice uptick in condition. This one might be all the way up to like a 6. There were so many things that made this a key. I didn't feel like writing it down. It was just like honestly too much. Same thing. 4 to a 5, maybe a 5-5 on D. 16. Luke. Number 17. Same thing. Let's just call it a 5 on A. Non-key. 18. This one's a little lower. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doo. Mill skills. Mayo. Henderson. First Power Man, not the one you're thinking of. And third appearance of Wonder Man. We've got like a 3-5, maybe 4, 21. About a 5, 22. Huh. 2 of them. No, Mark. It's a mix. There's going to be some indie, Dark Horse, Caliber, Image, some stuff. Right. First Ramona Renslayer. I have 2 copies, relatively low on A. That is issue 23. I also have the second Ravonna Renslayer. Right around same thing on D. Mayo got 1. And Thorn. All right. What we got here? Somewhere between a 5 and a 6. First meeting with Doc Doom. Beautiful. H. Same condition. 28. First collector. Water break. What's up, Comatose Toast? Unfortunately, Randy beat you to that one. That's a new name. XS Retro. There will not be Archie books. Unfortunately, there just is no value there. That's the type of stuff I put in like my 50-cent bins. Rodrigo, you were multiple claim. You were like 4th in line. We give it to the first person. Make sure, guys, that you are in the live chat, not the top chat. Wow. Okay. Bye. Okay. 32. First, Bill Foster. A little surprised that this one priced so low. 32. Bill Foster becomes Giant Man on H. This one's a non-key, right around a 5. Number 33 on I. Same thing, 34. First appearance of the Living Laser on C. Mayo. Where are we? Another Tomeo on I. And another Tomeo on C. I think you guys might have missed. I had the second Ravonna Renslayer, which is 24 on D. You know what's crazy? We're over an hour in, and we're still on the A's. This one actually was like mid to high grade. Nice copy. It's a non-key, 35 on C. Low grade, 37. I'm going to kind of pick up the pace here. Relatively low grade, 38. First meeting of Hercules and the Avengers. Same thing with 40. Same thing with 42. Partial origin of Black Widow in number 44. Yes, Killer. Yes. Male. Hercules joins in this issue on C. That's the low grade. If you want the mid grade, I got one on A. Same book on A and C. Killer Dolphins. Now I just gotta find your pile because I thought you had a pile. Maybe not. Killer Dolphins. Okay. Pile. Avengers 46. First appearance of Whirlwind. About a 4. And then this one's about a 6. I'm just going to move Adam over here. Blue. It's practically all 12-cent Avengers up on the wall. Some of it's as cheap as $10. Get it and get it gone. Thank you, Thorn. All right, 47. First Dane Whitman. I don't know, 5 to a 6. H. Dane Whitman becomes Black Knight. 5 to a 6. I. Toast gets an A and C. First appearance of Typhon, as well as Magneto proposes a mutant nation to the UN. Mid grade. Excess Retro. Got H. Palf got I. Murray. Got B. First appearance of Apollo. I have 2 of them. $50. Mid grades. 51. Mid to low non-key. 12 center. 52. Mid to low, first Grim Reaper. Toast. Mayo. Toast. First X-Men crossover, mid-grade 53A. First Ultron, but it is kind of low grade. B. First Doc Strange crossover and marriage with Janet. Janet and Hank, that is. Mid 61, 12 center, mid low. I. First mention of adamantium, 66, mid. J. How? Toast. Tomato. Kyle. Toast. All right, first cover of Ultron, mid to high. B. High grade 68, not a key though. G. First appearance of Squadron Supreme and Grandmaster, or Squadron Sinister. First cameo, and then 7 is first full Squadron Sinister. I should have bundled those. Hold on. Those. Blue. Unofficial first invaders. It's up to you. If you decide that to be the case, mid to low. Mid 74. First appearance of Archon, mid 75. Toast. Zanowitz. Let's see, Zanowitz, do you have a pile? I think we must have shipped you out. C, D. Came in last second. Okay. First meeting of Vision and Scarlet, mid to low 76. 77 is a non-key, mid low. First, Lethal Legion. I have the mid on D, the low on I. Toast. Tomato, you're looking good. Henderson. Toast. Henderson. All right, 79, mid. 80, first Red Wolf, mid. 81, mid. 82, low. 83, first Valkyrie, mid, low. 84, mid. Retro. And C. And F. Henderson. All right, first Squadron Supreme, 85, mid, C. Second appearance of Squadron Supreme, mid, I. Origin of Black Panther, I always liked that cover. Mid, 87, C. I'm seeing Palf first on the new C. Okay. Always loved that cover. I think it should be worth more, but whatever. Mid, C. Ha! This is just going to be free. Mayo, I'm giving it to you. All right, next. We're winding down our Avengers, which means Batman's coming up next. Nice. And yesterday was Batman Day. Okay, Avengers 94, first Mandroids. It's a nice one. It actually came to me in Mylar too, so I decided to keep it. Good looking copy. 95, mid. Uh, 100 in Mylar. Mid, maybe mid to high. Mid to low, 103. Good Scarlet Witch cover, mid to low, 104. Toast got DNA. DNA. And F and G. T-Mac, what you getting? What you getting? This is just an awesome cover. Avengers 110 with Magneto. It's mid to low. Black Widow joins the Avengers officially in a mid to high 111. And of course, as always, if you just want to say claim the rest of Avengers, we can streamline this and get straight on to our Batman. I'll give you some free books. We'll get the party started. Up to you. We're kind of past the expensive stuff anyway, so. Toast. First Ultron 7, low, 127. 118, mid high. 130, mid. 137, mid. Toast is going to do it. I'll make some room for Toast. All right, let's give Toast some free books. Free. 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 Cool. All right, folks. One moment, please. Toast is coming for that 30% off. Let me get a quick water break. Oh, wow. I actually made a pretty big mistake. Looks like Lou actually technically said claim the Avengers first. Here's the only problem. I actually just kind of shuffled it around in Toast's box. So, Lou, are you okay if I give that one to Toast? I apologize, dude. That's on me. I just somehow didn't see yours. Here's what I'll do for you. It's not much, but I'll give you a free $10 book. My mistake. All right. And here it is. Yeah, I usually catch shit, but that one went over my head somehow. I don't know what happened. Actually, hold on. Give me a second. I think I might be able to figure out which ones. Yeah, wait, hold on. I actually can figure it out. Aha! Nope, I was able to do it. All right, Lou, done. All right, so I'm actually going to give the free bundle to Mr. Toast. We're good. Okay. All right, looks like we are on the Batman. We still have this first team up of Adam and Hawkman. This was the mid-grade. 1E. All right, Batman Strikes, number 1. Book and record said it does have the 45, Batman and Joker. Batman and the Outsiders annual first appearance of the Force of July. Newsy. C, high grade. Gradable candidate of the Toys R Us reprint of the first Mr. Freeze. Retro. Low grade, Batman 154. Mid to low grade, Batman 158. Mid to low grade, Batman 162. I actually have 2 of them. It's a weird book to have a duplicate of. Now that's a Lou. Caught that. Zamboni. Zamboni, do you have a pile? I think we might be starting fresh with you. Scott. Neil Adams with low grade 225 D. Here we got a 4 to a 5, maybe a 4-5. First, Ra's al Ghul. Ever heard of him? 232 G. Which, by the way, for the record, I think even low grade should be better than $100. I don't really agree with that, but I don't make the rules. All right. Jason becomes Robin, mid to high, 368 G. Not a key, 380, 1985. Just a great condition, cool cover. That is Batman 162, and I have two of them. First cover appearance, second appearance of Magpie. Damien. Damien, you got a pile, right? For something, I thought I remember seeing you. Oh, there you are. Caught. All right, then we have the full run in high grade, Death of the Family. It'll be on I. Here we have the Newsy 457. That's pretty cool. First, Jason as Robin. Bane breaks Batman's back. Near mint. 500, my favorite comic ever. F. Toast. Damon again. A near mint, first print Killing Joke. These used to be a very sturdy $100. I don't know what happened. I blinked and they became $50. Weird. Grinder Gamer. The Newsy Batman movie adaptation. That's cool. Scott. Zamboni. Deacon. This was so frustrating. I had the full run of Hush, but it was missing ish part one. So we're starting with 609. It's a near mint minus, very fine plus 609. First appearance of Hush. $40 high, we're doing 20. And then all the other issues 610, 611, they're all going to be $5. 612, that's one, you guys know that it's a little different, 20. S. Wow, that moved fast. Hold on. Pilgrim. What's up with that top row? Let's get some of that going. Pilgrim. Pilgrim again on I. Retro. Grinder, yes, every show. Revocation. All right. 613. This says $6. I'll do 5. I don't care. 614, 615, 616, 617, 618, and 619. B and F. Deacon's going to get the rest of Hush. One of my favorite Brian Boland covers ever. I actually had a 9.8 of this. It's just an amazing Brian Boland Asbats cover. Gotham Knights, number 30. All right. Second print, first Lincoln March, cameo of Harper Row, Bats, New 52, number 1, near mint. First Talon, near mint. That used to be like 25, 30 bucks. Crazy, crazy, crazy market. First cameo of Court of Owls, $10. First Bluebird, $8. The Director's Cut, $5. Batman Eternal, number 1, $4. We got a full wall. Let's do something about it. Marcus Henderson, thank you. Thank you. Zamboni. Happy Batman Day. Yes. Toast. First Bluebird to Damien. Batman White Knight, first Marion Drews, and first Baby Doll in comics. Something really weird. Tales Calculated to Drive You Bats, number 1 from 1961. That's actually an Archie adventure series. Low grade, A. Black Goliath, 1 through 4, mid grades. That's pretty cool. D. High grade, Black Lightning, number 2. Not 1, but number 2. Second appearance of Black Lightning. Scott. Harley. Henderson. Popular auction series, perfect copy, Black Science, number 1. B. Black Widow, number 4. This is the only key in the entire run. First, Malay Boga. Villain. Brave and the Bold, 43. Low grade. First, Manhawks, which is a Hawkman major villain. Brave and the Bold for 59. First Time Commander and first team up between Batman and Al Jordan. I feel like that should be worth a little bit more. Weird. Bala is going to get Black Science. Mid-grade Batman Metamorpho team up. Brave and the Bold, 68. Scott. Mid-grade Batman and Hawkman team up. Brave and the Bold, 70. D. One of my favorite covers. Let's just appreciate this cover real quick. A giant size Flash punching a giant size Spectre out in space. It's just awesome, dude. It's awesome. That's issue 72 on G. And I'm going to lower the price on this one. First appearance of the second Brotherhood of Mutants. It says $20. Let's make it 10. Cap annual 4. Sure. Cap annual 8. They're actually both very nice. I thought this one was just edged it out in condition right there. Classic Zek cover. 12-cent Cap versus Red Skull, about a 4 to a 5, $10. 102, about a 5 to a 6, $10. 12-cent Cap. Yes. All right, where are we? Excess. Toast. Toast. All right. A sharp mid-grade, maybe mid-high. 113 classic Steranko cover on E. 130, a sharp mid. 142, mid-low. Same with 151. 163 is first Dave Cox and first partial Serpent Squad. First appearance of Baron Helmut Zemo. Mid-high, 168. First cameo of Moonstone, 169. F. First Roscoe Simons, normally it's worth more. This one's kind of low grade. H. Wait, that's an older F. Excuse me. Kyle gets E. Thanks, Greg. Yes, there's no denying this past week was very, very stupid. Very stupid week. All right, one of my favorites. Many, 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 many keys in this, but it's a cap 180 mid H. That was in my how many key significant factors are in one comic video. Everett. Cap 183, death of Roscoe Simmons. First Gamecock, Steve resumes being Cap. Low grade, H. I gotta stop putting stuff on H. All right, let's see. Penguin's gonna go F and G, as well as J and H. B and C go to Ivan Gomez. Well, that's good. Wish they would hurry their frickin' asses up. Crazy. Yeah, my the antique shop that I'm at, guys, they just like randomly one day a construction crew set up outside and just have been completely blocking our store for all traffic. And literally, it's been 3 months. They're still there. It's crazy. First, Carla Soften. That's mid to high grade right there on C. 193, two of them. Mid high classic Kirby covers. 200 anniversary special, mid E. 208 first cameo, mid high, and first full appearance, mid of Arnim Zola. Another book I think is wildly underpriced. Here's a mid first Night Flyer, 213. First Shield Super Agents, high grade, 217. Toast. Toast. Retro. Damien. First appearance of Animus, 222, mid high. 230, iconic cover, mid. First full cover appearance of Peggy Carter, and I always like to point out why the hell did they make her so beat? I don't know. 232. S. $241, classic Punisher. $253, first Joseph Chapman and Kenneth Crichton. It's a cool horror cover. That's high grade. Death of Union Jack and Baron Blood. First appearance of the new Union Jack. Mid grade 254. Maybe mid high. Origin of Cap. 40th anniversary 255. Retro. Damien. Retro. Deacon. First appearance of Everyman. Zek cover, 267. First Team America, 269. Cap 272, Newsy, first Vermin. Great Zek cover. 275, first appearance of the second Baron Zemo. Great cover. It's a $30 high. This one's a mid. Zemo identity revealed. Another great cover. The Zek Cap covers, dude. They are just something else, man. They are really nice. Deacon, F. Toast, H, and I. I didn't have any Moon Knight anyway. Jack Monroe becomes Nomad, Newsy. I'm going to do $5 there. It says 7. Ignore that. Death of the Patriot, another great Zek cover, 285. Here's the classic, really good, one of his most famous, the Deathlock one. It's a 2-part arc. Both of them are actually quite good covers. I think that's the more famous one. But they're in a bundle on J. Damien, 2 in a row. Oop. Did I just lose my sticker? Guess I have to write. No, there it is. Okay. First Mother Superior and Black Crow, mid. G. First full appearance of Black Crow, mid high, 292. First Dave Cox as Slayer, 293. First Sisters of Sin, full and cameo, E. 294 and 295 bundle. 300 anniversary. We had 200. Here's the next one. And Newsy. Bala gets the bundle. Bala bundle. The Origin of Cap Shield. Nice high grade. 303. First Madcap, 307. Mid grade, Newsy. Yes, we're going alphabetically. Bowers. Oh, Bowers. First Serpent Society, mid to low. That book got crazy a year ago. Not anymore. Mid high, First Flag Smasher, 312. Death of MODOK, high grade, 313. We're almost at the end of our cap. If you want to just say claim cap, I'll give you a bunch of them for free, and we'll move on past cap. Anybody? Any takers? Toast is going to do a claim on cap. You got it, Toast. Let's get you some free books. Let me get my... Well, first of all, I'll give you that Brave and the Bold for free. Why not? Like I'll give you both stragglers. 3, 3, 3, and well, I might need to bump you into the short. Let's see. All right. '12 center, decent copy. Captain Johnner and the Aliens. Captain Marvel, number 2, mid-grade. Gradable copy, Casey Jones and Raphael, the first print, near mint. Gradable candidate there. Wade. Esmeralda. Zamboni. DC's Challenge, number 1. See the challenge. Full run, near mint, every last issue of Civil War. Bundle. Classics Illustrated, number 3. Count of Monte Cristo. Giant fat book right there. Golden Age. Mid-grade Conan Anniversary, number 100. It's the Death of Belit. All right, where are we at? Penguin. Jedi Brick, I'm sorry to hear that. Send me a picture and I'll take care of you. Mid-high, Death of Barry. Newsy, D for Death. Low grade, 3-5. First red suit, Daredevil 7. We're now into Daredevil. Second Masked Marauder, mid 17. 26, mid low, high. Zombie. Bala. Gregory, I love hearing that. I love it. Spidey crossover. Here's a mid-low, 27. 4 crossover, low, 30. Low, 31. Mid-low, 32. Mid, 37, Doc Doom crossover. And 38, same thing, a little nicer. Damien. Kyle got both. Nice. Damien. Fastest gun in the West. Did anyone get E? I didn't see it yet. All right, respectable. Mid, maybe mid to high, 43. Classic Kirby. First appearance of Smasher. Mid, 138. Newsy. Mid, 160. Frank Miller now. Mid, Frank Miller Newsy. Hulk versus DD. 163. Zanowitz. Where was that? Zanowitz. That there. $179 mid high Newsy. 180 Newsy for Sewer King mid high. 181 Death of Elektra mid high. There's Lord Darkwind, first meeting with Wolverine mid high Newsy. 227 high grade Kingpin learns his identity. Toast. All right, hold on. I gotta get a short box for toast. Toast. Well, I think we know Comatose Toast 100% just got 30% off. I don't even need to count this pile. I can already tell. $248, first Bushwhacker, high grade, B. $253, first Wild Boys, high grade, D. Second Typhoid Mary, $255, E. Classic cover, high grade, G. Oh, that's the rest of our Daredevil. Butcher Son, that is somewhere between a 7 and an 8.5. That is really clean. All right, D and G. I don't even, what is this? Super Comics Publishing, Daring Adventures, number 11. It's actually a really nice copy for this random 12-cent weird thing that I have no idea what it is. 10 bucks. Here's a high grade Dark Hawk number 1, as well as a, oh wow, might actually be a near mint and newsy Dark Hawk number 1 bundled with the second appearance of Dark Hawk. Uh, Last few issues, very expensive stuff, very hard to find. They go for like 20, 30, $40. I'm doing it for $5 on D. Here's the first appearance of Overhawk. Again, this is one of like the $40 ones. You can have it for 10 bucks. I don't care about Darkhawk. Scott, thank you. Mid-grade Dazzler 1. Near mint Dazzler 38. The only other key in the run, pretty much. New suit. Pretty weak key, but it counts. First appearance of Access. DC Marvel crossover. Superman versus Venom, also right there. Full run, all near mint. DC versus Marvel. The first crossover. Baker. Bala. A full run, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Deathlock special. It was a 4-part arc. I also have the first Deathlock solo series. First new Defenders roster, first Talia, first Omnimax, and first Carla Zoda. Defenders number 1, the J. Lee variant. Defenders Volume 1, number 10, mid grade Classic 4 versus Hulk. First appearance of Nebulon, mid to high, number 13 on F. Revocation. From Atlas, we have a high grade Demon Hunter number 1. Great cover. First Demon Hunter. Second appearance of Catman. We have a low grade detective. You know, it's funny. This guy's sticker underneath here is actually blocking. I can't even see what issue it is. It's really annoying. Issue 318. Low grade detective 317. Blue. Scott got a D and an I. Nice, Kyle. Brian Boland Classic Batman versus the KKK, mid to high C. Penarico, you got it. You're down here. First appearance of the second Reaper, high grade 575, year 2. Bala. First and second appearance of Ratcatcher. Second appearance is also the first cover appearance of Ratcatcher. Mid to high grades bundle. S. Deacon. Full run of the Blind Justice arc. Obviously, the first Henry Ducard I put on the front. D for Ducard. Anniversary special near mint 627. It's the 600th appearance of Batman. A still sealed Topps official movie adaptation of the Bram Stoker Dracula. And another movie adaptation, the Dragon Slayer, #1 on the G. I am completely caught up on Absolute Batman. I'm so glad I did. It's actually really good. I'm so glad it's really good. I'm so glad. So you did, Deacon. So you did. Let's give someone a free book. Let's see. Penguin, you get a free book. Solar Man of the Atom, or technically Dr. Solar Man of the Atom. That's probably why it's in my D's. 12 center, 1968, number 22. Number 23. Near Mint Newsy, New Universe, DP7, first DP7. Normally I don't even do that stuff, but the Newsy, that's cool. First, Victor Strange, Morbius becomes a vampire again. Doc Strange, 10. Controversial, Barney the Vampire, but also that's the one that this comic got sued over the likeness. I think Amy Grant. Shoot, I'm a little behind. Okay. Damien Bala, was that a C and E on the most recent? Can you let me know? Meatball Mario, in the meantime, got I. Baker got J. Origin of Brother Voodoo, it's a newsie as well. It says 6, I'll do 5. It's a better number. $5. For Origin of Marvel Zombies, yes, you did actually hear that right. It's also the first cover appearance of Ridtra, Doc 17. Darkhawk for 10, sure. Make sure I write that's 5. Joe, you need literally 6 more claims, 6 to 8 more claims to fill your box. Right there, dude. First appearance of the Secret Defenders, or not Secret Defenders. First appearance. Crap. Someone do a Doc Strange 46 check on me. I can't remember the key significance. I know it's the first evil Doctor Strange. Necromancer, maybe? I forget his name. East to West, #1. That's a tough #1 to get, actually. This is the second print. First appearance of Tutanax. That says 10. I'm going to make that 7. How about on I? Deacon. Lika. I didn't have much Doc Strange this week, but what I got, you can have it. Pal. That's actually a really good price. I was waiting for that to go. You know what? Screw it. I'm so tired of Eternals. Let's make this $5. I don't care. I don't care. Here we have first appearance of Bloodshot, Eternal Warrior 4. That is a gradable copy. It's got a spicy 9.8 value if it can get it. Excalibur #1. This is actually a book I took out of my $20 bins and I made 15. Okay. And I actually have 2 of them. First, Ex Machina. Deacon. I keep hearing Deacon and thinking Deacon Blackfire. Get these Ex Machinas out of here for me. I've had them too long. Baker. All right. It is after 2, so I'm going to have to go quick. I really, really, really wanted to get through the Fantastic Four today because I have some particularly good FFs. So I'm going to hold on and do the FFs, and I'm just going to have to get to my party a little late, but that's okay. All right. Mid to low. Origin of Doc Doom, FF Annual 2, 140. Mid to low, maybe even just low. First Annihilus and Franklin Richards, FF Annual 6. Low, 4th appearance of Doc Doom, number 16, Hundy. Number 17, relatively low, 40. S. S. Mayo got G. Somehow I almost missed that. Skills. Second appearance of Scrolls. First Clert and Emperor Dornak. I'm not so familiar with FF, so you guys probably know that better than me. I just bumped my camera. 18 on A. 3-5 to a 4. First Molecule Man, second appearance of the Watcher. It's about a 4. 300. Number 25, second appearance of Cap in the Silver Age. First solo Hulk versus Thing. That one's actually about a 5. That's nice. Tomeo grabs a couple big boys. Tomeo, as a thank you, you've actually spent a good freaking amount of money today. I'm going to give you a couple on the wall for free. And Tomeo again. Parties are overrated. I don't know how many grandmas I'm going to get turning 98, though. I don't know. Here we have about a 4-0 Classic Avengers versus FF versus Hulk. It's number 26. Relatively low grade, 31. First Dr. Franklin Storm. 4-5. First Atuma. That's number 33. First Dragon Man and second Diablo, we've got about a 5-0, 35. Hold on, it's moving kind of fast. S got D. B. Mayo. H. All right. I literally just wrote many key significance. About a 5-0, 38. This one actually is much nicer. This one might be a 665, 39 Doc Doom cover. Non-key, low grade 40. Low grade 41. Mid to low grade 44, first Gorgon. Murray got A and B. And C. Mayo got D. Murray got E. So Mayo is taking the rest of our silver FF. Okay. Nice. That's a hefty claim. Kyle, you actually, your box has some spillover. So you're like a short box and a third of a new box started, basically. All right. All right. So I just gave all the 12 centers to Mayo. I didn't know if he wanted 15 centers too. Let's do our 15 centers. Here's 89. 90. I think these are technically the very beginning of the yeah, Tomeo, totally. Yeah, and Tomeo, if you want, I've got more FF. I've got like the bronze stuff too. What was that? Ivan. Gomez. Like here's a high grade first appearance of Torgo, number 91. There's a big jump in condition here. These are actually really nice. 92, 15. You can stick with 12 centers. You got it. 93. Actually, two of those. 94 is our first appearance of Agatha Harkness, mid-grade. I'll put that on A for Agatha. Toast. Murray. A lot of people keep thinking that's F. That is E up there. All right, first appearance of Monocle, 95, mid. 96, mid. First cover of Franklin Richards, 97, mid. 98, mid. Anniversary, 100, mid. Final Lee and Kirby collaboration in a mid 102. Second appearance of Agatha Harkness, 103 mid B, and a 106 mid on F. That's funny. Toast got an I. Ivan Gomez got a G. XS is going to get an A. I'm not going to end the sale. I'm gonna finish the Fantastic Four. That's what we're going to do. Damien. Ivan. Yeah, that's funny. You literally couldn't be farther away unless you were an international client. Weird. Final Kirby on FF. Origin of Janus, the Mega Man. 108. FF 109. Mid low. Nihilist cover. Mid 112. Is that Buscema? Classic stuff. Another Doc Doom. Mid 116. Origin of Silver Surfer and Shala Ball. Very high grade. Randomly. 155. Bala got a J and an A. Bala's going past 20%. He's actually, for a newcomer, he actually might hit 30% off. That would be kind of cool. And an F. I'm rooting for you, Bala. That would be pretty cool. We haven't done 30% off in over a year. So you picked a good day to join here, man. Ivan. Ivan again. Claim all FF. Okay. All right, guys, that'll close us out. And with that, I'm going to go celebrate my grandmother's 98th birthday. Now, a typical claim sale, what happens is I pretty much immediately after this, I start counting everybody's pile. I take a video of each pile and I get invoices out. Today is a little different. I'm going to my grandmother's party. So I know I'm not going to get back until like 9 o'clock. Invoicing honestly takes like 8 hours. So I know I'm not going to finish the invoicing tonight. I'm going to say maybe half of you I'm going to get invoiced tonight. The rest of you, you're going to see your invoice pop up sometime maybe before 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'll see if I can get a friend to help me ship. But yeah, but needless to say, I should be able to get all boxed up and fully invoiced out by like late lunchtime tomorrow. So just be patient with me. I'm technically not supposed to be lifting anything, so I gotta take it a little slower than how I've been doing it. So after the surgery, so I gotta be safe. Anyway, yeah, wait for your invoice. If you have anything else, any questions, just let me know. And I want to get back. We had to take last weekend off because of health issues, but we do a noon Sunday show every single week. Sometimes I even do a midweek show, but we're definitely doing at least the Sunday show. So guys, pleasure as always. Here's the link. If you still need it, make sure you fill out that link. I will see you all at the next one. Keep on hunting. Good night.